All right, what's going on, beautiful people, my brothers and sisters around the world? I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life, man. Before we get into the show, let's go and see what our president is talking about. Y'all know, man, he gonna call it for what it is. He gonna say what it is. He gonna tweet what it is, or type whatever it is. Well, you know what it is. Yeah. Y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. But Donald J says, I won the last two debates. One with Crooked Joe, the other with the line Kamala, Comrade Communist. I accepted the Fox News invitation to debate Kamala on September 4th, but she turned it down. As you all know, she did turn it down. JD Vance easily won his debate with Tampon Tim Walz, who called himself a knucklehead. I am also leading the polls, with the leading getting bigger by the day and leading in all swing states. The first thing a prize fighter does when he loses a fight is say that he demands a rematch. It is very late in the process. Voting has already begun. There will be no rematch. Besides, Kamala stated clearly yesterday that she would not do anything different than Joe Biden. As y'all know, she's going viral for that clip. She basically admit that she is Joe Biden 2.0. But I'll continue. So there is nothing to debate. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump. This thing's getting spicier and spicier every single day, y'all. We can't get complacent. We do encourage everybody to go out and vote, man. Because as you know, the circus continues. And it's time for a change of leadership, man. People are sick and tired, man. We're sick and tired of the fake news, the mainstream media, the brainwashing, the lies, the failures, and then it's attached with more lies, and they say disinformation because they don't agree. Disinformation now means they just don't agree. After you pull out the facts, after you pull out the receipts, the history, and even quote them exactly for what they said, or even what's even out there, all over the internet, all over the website. But they say it's misinformation. We're living in some corrupt times, you guys. Very, very corrupt. You just can't make it up. But I can't wait to get into this video. Huge shout out to my brother Greg. And yeah, it's not looking good for this Kamala Harris campaign. And we are in crunch time right now. And again, we encourage everybody to go out and vote. And it has to be too big to rig. Because as you can see, we are not against a candidate. We are against a machine. A machine, y'all. We are against a machine, man. You just can't make this up. Well, let's go and get into it, man. Oh boy. Boy.
This just in, CNN has given the Trump and Harris campaigns a deadline to officially accept or reject an invitation to debate one another on CNN later this month. I want to get straight to CNN's.
And it's big. What about Fox News? Again, don't want to go on. Wants to go on her on places that can help her out. As you can see, these desperate interviews that we've seen in the last 72 hours have all these softballs have just been you just can't make it up. And 60 Minutes tried to come off as not not to be a softball. They tried to shout out to Bill. Bill tried his hardest, but still need another follow-up question. And she proves time and time again that she is not a presidential candidate. She is unfit. She hasn't answered any questions. She repeats the same thing. It's nothing but word salads and word spaghettis. Dreams and aspirations. The middle class story. I was a prosecutor. People are sick and tired of that crap. It's not working. It's not working. And hiding and ducking and dodging, as you can see what they were doing, that wasn't it clearly took them, it ruined the honeymoon stage. And now that they actually got her out there, they're coming to realize having her on camera more is ruining our chances. Every time you put this lady on camera, it gets worse and worse and worse. So now you're gonna have to hear about the January 6th. They're gonna try to sway voters about and honestly, We don't care. People, they already polled millions of people. They don't care right now. Because the last 3.5, 4 years have been a complete disaster. People are struggling. People have died. Failed policy. And people are sick of the lies. They're sick of hearing about Project 2025 and things that have already been debunked. We're sick of you trying to paint Trump as such an evil man, a racist. When we don't know who's running the country, he can't walk up a flight of stairs, you know, dropped his slushy all in the sand. But you got a president that just got shot at, blood dripping down his face, and tells we the people to fight, fight, fight. And we must never surrender. The difference is clear, man. And they've been total failures. This Biden-Harris administration, incompetent. I'm with the convicted felon, y'all. I don't know about you. I'm with the so-called convicted felon after we've covered sham after sham this year. Sham trials. You know, people claiming this, and that, and they don't even know what month it happened in or what year it happened in. He runs for office again. All of a sudden, he's a convicted felon. Could have been bought years ago. It's just a disgrace, man. And everybody that talks down upon him now and that switched on him, they all used to love him. Everybody used to love him. But now he's this and that. Now he's this and that. Now he's the racist. Now he's a dictator. Now he's a threat to democracy. Our sweet apple pie democracy. Constitutional republic. Now let me stop talking. I know I didn't talk a lot. I apologize, y'all. I'm so sorry. I done went on like a 10-minute, 15-minute rant. I apologize, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Brian Stelter. Brian, what are we learning?
That's right. In practice, this is a deadline for Donald Trump, because as you'll recall, Dana, about 2 weeks ago, the Kamala Harris campaign immediately accepted CNN's offer for an October 23rd debate. Trump has been avoiding that offer. So now in a new statement, CNN is saying to both campaigns that there's a deadline coming up this Thursday at noon. After all, in order to hold a presidential debate, you have to organize it for days and weeks ahead of time. So CNN is saying if the campaigns want this to happen, they have to give a formal response by this Thursday at noon Eastern time. The Harris campaign has been trying to goad Trump into agreeing. Trump has claimed it's too late to have another debate. But in fact, that October 23rd date is right in line for when past presidential debates have taken place in past cycles. So now there's a 48-hour clock. We will see if the Trump campaign agrees or not. It'll be a shame if there's no more debates between these two candidates, because I, for one, have a lot more questions, and I think a lot of viewers do as well. Dana?
No 60 minutes.
But this is what you see. What happens is, you know, you got moderators, you know, that think they're running for the presidency. You got 3 versus 1 debates. You got rigged debates. You got biased moderators. And Dana and Tapper was fair in that election that caused Biden to blow the motor and transmission. They had to get him out of there. But you know, when you win a 3 versus 1, I mean, it's just, I wouldn't want to. I'm just being honest, man. Now, I don't know. I think Trump still might come out and say, you know what, let's do it. Trump. You know, you never know with Trump, man. He's ready to fight. You know, and prove himself time and time after again, because he's all about action. But I agree with this statement. I think it is too late, and that he did win, and that JD Vance did win, and it's time to go win this thing. Too big to rig. Yeah.
Minutes. So far, no debates. Maybe he'll change his mind.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about some news that has come out regarding a potential debate between Kamala Harris and former President Trump going into the election. We're at the home stretch, about 3 or 4 weeks now until the election, and the Kamala campaign is desperate, right? This is why they are begging Trump for another debate. However, President Trump, at least up until now, has said, I'm not sure if I really want to do another debate.
But I know you, and I just believe when you see the end, are you going to let that be the last word of presidential debates of this season, end of your career, or are you going to want one more?
So I'd rather debate. I'd rather have another one. The problem is we're so far down the line. And also, I had a 3-on-1 debate the last time. So I debated and I must say, CNN was very fair. And then,
like I just said,
the other debate, and ABC was totally crooked.
So why not have another?
Because they
It's your
agreed
batting average.
that they weren't going to do. No, but here's the thing. And I like debating. And I thought I did a great job. I thought that was one of my best debates. But it gets spun and spun. It's so crooked. I thought it was one of my best debates. And they said I'm the GOAT of debates. I think I've done really well in debates, okay? Rosie O'Donnell, ask her. Ask a lot of other people, too, that are lying in the dust. But what happened is ABC totally violated their agreement. And this guy, was debating me.
But why let that be the last word, then?
Because number one, we're winning. Number two, it's very late in the process. The people are voting already. I would like to do another debate. I'd like to do more than one debate. The problem is it's late. They turned down the Fox debate. And don't forget, I had 2 debates. I had to beat Biden.
That one was early.
And then I had to beat her. And the one with her was very late, too. And then we had a fake news organization, terrible, ABC. The worst of all is ABC. I've always said it. That's why they wanted ABC, because they had to deal with ABC. But I said, I don't care if they do, because it doesn't matter. Hey, look, I took on 3 people, and a lot of people say, I think I won the debate.
I think the expectations for Harris were so low because everybody sees her in interviews. But I just want to say that.
But she wasn't great.
She's one
she
for
was
one.
Terrible.
You've had 7 of these debates, and I feel like you're Shohei Ohtani. I feel like you can pitch, you can bat, and people just want to hear. I think that last 5% that is decisive but elusive right now. Maybe wants to see the 2 of you together.
Well,
look, some people say she brought her best game. I think she brought her only game.
Part of the problem is this. CNN wants to do the debate, and CNN was very fair, and they got killed because they were fair. Yeah, and Biden was out of the race because of that. If we didn't have that debate, he'd be running now instead of her. And honestly, I think he's actually better than her, which is a pretty bad thing to say, but he's better than her. But CNN will go out of their way. They'll do what ABC did, where they'll have 3-on-1 or 5-on-1 or whatever it is. So I don't think you can get a fair shake. But even if you didn't, I would love to have 2 or 3 more debates. I like it. I enjoy it. But they're so rigged and so stacked.
Yeah, so you see, now you heard that, okay? At least up until now, President Trump has been very, very, very pessimistic about doing another debate, right? He's basically saying...
What y'all think? Y'all think you should... Y'all comment down below. I know I've seen a lot of comments in previous videos saying, nah, we don't need to do another debate. And then I've seen a couple saying, yes, let's do it. And that if he does do it, we just hit everything on the nail. And if we get any, kickback from the moderators, we call the moderators out. We call this out. We call that out. Let's talk about the failed policy. Let's talk about the border. Let's talk about the economy. And Kamala, are you going to answer any questions, ma'am? Let's call her out on that. You've been repeating yourself this whole campaign. Nobody's got any answers out of you. So I think Trump stays focused in that area. If he doesn't want to do this, if he just sucks it up and says, you know what, let's do it. Then that's what I think he should, which he should hit on.
I'm not sure if I want to fall into the trap that the mainstream liberal media is setting.
But again, it is a trap. Most likely a trap. But knowing Trump, he can get himself out the trap. So,
with doing another debate, because best believe, regardless of CNN's apparent fairness in the debate with him and Joe Biden, I do not think that CNN would conduct that debate the same way they did with Joe Biden, because a lot of people are upset about CNN and the way they conduct that debate, because Joe Biden essentially got destroyed in that debate, or he destroyed himself. And CNN took a whole lot of backlash for not fact checking enough. Okay. And we know that the mainstream liberal media based off the last two debates, they are hell-bent on trying to rig the debates against Trump. So Trump is wisely saying, you know what? I don't think I'm going to sign up for another debate, considering how the mainstream media likes to rig the debates. And honestly, at this point, according to the polls, Trump probably doesn't need another debate, right? The person that actually needs another debate is Kamala Harris. Now, that hasn't stopped Fox News from coming out and proposing for Kamala and Trump to do another debate. And Trump has essentially come out and also rejected the Fox News offer as well, too. And this is what he said on social media. And I want to talk about it and then get into Kamala's response because, of course, she's throwing a fit over the fact that Trump is not going to be doing any more debate. So let's read this. I won the last two debates, one with Cricket Joe, the other with Lon Kamala. I accepted the Fox News invitation to debate Kamala on September 4th, but she turned it down. J.D. Vance easily won his debate with Tampon Tim Walz, who called himself a knucklehead. I am also leading in the polls, with the lead getting bigger by the day and leading in all swing states. The first thing a prize fighter does when he loses a fight is say that he demands a rematch. It is very late in the process. Voting has already begun. There will be no rematch. Besides, Kamala stated clearly yesterday that she would not do anything different than Joe Biden, so there is nothing to debate. Hey, I think he is factually correct about that, right? I mean, Trump destroyed Biden in the debate, okay, and Kamala Harris says that she's Joe Biden. So, again, there is really nothing to debate at this point. He is correct about that. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. Now, of course, Kamala Harris is throwing a fit about this, right? She's in a full-blown meltdown over Trump saying that, hey, I don't want to do another debate. I'm not going to do another debate. And now she's accusing Trump of doing what she has been doing, which is, quote, concluding himself in safe spaces of conservative media, right? So they're accusing Trump, the guy who has essentially done interviews on almost every outlet that you can imagine since he declared that he was running for president, which was almost 2 years ago now. She's now accusing Trump of hiding from the media when that is what she has been doing the whole time, right? So let's read this. Kamala Harris's campaign slammed former President Donald Trump over his refusal to join the vice president for another debate before the November election. Recently, Trump refused to accept CNN's invitation by their Thursday deadline for a debate between himself and Harris later this month. Moreover, Trump declined another invitation from Fox News hours after the network made the announcement. According to CNN's Brian Stelter, if Trump refused the CNN invitation but accepted from Fox, the campaign would have likely said yes to that invitation. Yeah, so basically what they're saying is that if Trump refused CNN's debate offer but said yes to Fox News, then Kamala Harris would have did the Fox News debate. Now, do I believe this? I'm not sure, right? But if this is true, this is just another sign of desperation from Kamala Harris, because remember, Kamala had the opportunity to do a Fox News debate, but she declined, right? She didn't want to do a Fox News debate on September 4th when Trump tried to renegotiate the debate terms that...
And then seeing how Tim Walz went on Fox News. Oh, yeah. Kamala will never go on Fox News. You seen how Tim Walz completely destroyed himself on Fox News.
He agreed to with Joe Biden, but since Joe Biden was out of the race, Kamala Harris now being the nominee, Trump says, okay, well, let's renegotiate terms. Kamala Harris said, no, I'm not going to do that. You have to stick to the same debate terms as Joe Biden and do the debate on ABC News. Now, we all know why Kamala wanted the debate on ABC News so much, because she knew that ABC News would rig it in her favor. However, despite the rigging, that debate performance for Kamala Harris didn't do anything to move the needle, right? Right now, it seems as if Trump is the favorite to win the 2024 election, and that is the last thing that Kamala Harris wanted after that debate, right? And because she knows that she did not get the performance, the moment that she was looking for in the first debate, immediately after the first debate, she decided to beg for a second debate. But she had the opportunity to not only do the Fox News debate before the ABC debate, but she had another opportunity to accept a debate in the future right before the election. But she decided not to do that until she could see how she performed in the ABC debate, right? So essentially, Kamala wanted to have her cake and eat it too. And Trump is saying, no, you're not going to do that because I already gave you the opportunity to accept 3 debates against me, but you chose not to do it. So now this is kind of backfired on her, right? All of that declining to renegotiate the debate terms before the ABC debate, that has backfired on her because, again, she had the opportunity to have multiple debates if she wanted to have multiple debates. But again, she didn't want to have multiple debates until she could see how she performed in the first debate. And you just can't do that, right? That's not how things work, okay? You can't say, well, let me refuse to debate you or to agree to multiple debates until I can see how I perform in the first debate, right? Once I see how I perform in the first debate, then I will negotiate another debate with you. And that, again, that's just not something that Trump is going for, and I don't blame him for that. However, the GOP nominee has remained firm in his vow not to debate Harris again before November following their September debate on ABC News. Quote, Donald Trump's refusal to join Vice President Harris on the debate stage again is a disservice to the American people, said campaign chair Jen O'Malley Dillon in a statement. Quote, they deserve to see the candidates side by side one more time before casting their ballots for one last look at their vastly different visions for America. No, this is not what the Kamala campaign believed before.
And he been getting completely destroyed lately. I don't even know why he even come out and still speak. Spokesman.
ABC debate, right? So now all of a sudden after the ABC debate, they're saying, oh no, the American people deserve to see both candidates on stage multiple times. But again, before the ABC debate, apparently this argument was invalid, right? They didn't believe that before the ABC debate. Again, amazing how that works. The Harris campaign chair then slammed Trump for backing out of the traditional pre-election 60 Minutes interview to instead cocoon himself in safe spaces within conservative media, which, again, is exactly what Kamala Harris is doing in the liberal media. Again, this is just hilarious to me. These people always accuse their political opponents of doing exactly what they're doing, right? If you want to know what Democrats are doing, if you want to know the truth about the Democrats, just listen to what they say about Republicans. Everything they say about Republicans is exactly what they're doing, right? That's always how it is. Quote, Trump may want to hide from the voters, but Vice President Harris welcomes the opportunity to share her vision for a new way forward for the country. Again, it's hilarious that she calls her vision a new way forward when she literally says that she would not have done anything different than Joe Biden, right? That
Joe Biden
Joe Biden are
2.0,
essentially
man.
the same. Again, it makes no sense. She is happy to accept CNN's invitation for a live televised town hall on October 23rd in Pennsylvania, Dillon added. Yeah, so you see that, you heard that, okay? I think that this is a no-risk move from Trump, right? What do I mean by that? What I mean is that Trump's not going to lose any voters. He's not going to lose any support because he doesn't want to do a debate with Kamala Harris. However, for Kamala Harris, this is terrible because she doesn't get the opportunity to get another shot at Trump in order to get her moment that she is looking for, right? Yeah. So Trump is essentially denying Kamala Harris the chance to save her campaign. At this point, she has a sinking campaign. Her campaign is a sinking ship, and she's trying to save it by having another debate. We all know that if Kamala Harris felt comfortable, if she felt like, hey, I'm winning, right, and that I can beat Trump without having to do another debate, she wouldn't do another debate, right? I mean, this right here tells you everything you need to know about who currently has the momentum, right? Who's currently in the lead, okay? If Kamala Harris felt like she was in the lead, then she wouldn't want to do another debate, right? She would say, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. Again, this is why she refused to accept any additional debate offers until after the ABC debate, right? Because she wanted to evaluate where the campaign would be after the ABC debate, how her performance would be, and then make a decision from there. But again, that has backfired because she had no clue that she would have such a mediocre performance and that the performance in and of itself would not move the needle for her, which it hasn't. I mean, objectively speaking, at this point, that debate did nothing for Kamala Harris, right? And if anything, the last taste that the voters have in their mouth in regards to the Trump campaign versus the Kamala Harris campaign is Tim Walz versus J.D. Vance. And we all know that J.D. Vance destroyed Tim Walz, right? So that's the last thing the voters have. And I think the Trump campaign is comfortable with that, right? The Trump campaign is comfortable with the last look at both tickets, okay, on the national stage being what we saw with J.D. Vance versus Tim Walz. I don't think that any Republican could make a better case than what J.D. Vance made against Kamala Harris and the Democrats during that debate. So at this point, there really is no reason for the Trump campaign to have another debate, right? There is no reason whatsoever. The only thing they would be doing by giving Kamala Harris another debate is just opening up the door for her to revive her failing campaign.
Yep.
That's the only thing they would be doing at this point, especially if they choose to do it on CNN, because there's no doubt in my mind that CNN would not be as fair to Trump as they were during the Biden debate, right? They would definitely try to rig it against Trump in ways that we saw ABC and CBS tried to rig the debates, right? So why even take that risk? There's no reason to do that at this point because Trump is basically winning, okay? And I guess you could say that, well, he could do the Fox News debate, but even the Fox News debate is still a risk, okay? Because who knows? Kamala could turn in a great performance. I don't know. Trump could turn in a bad performance. There's no reason to take the risk if there's not very much to gain out of it, right? I guess you could say that Trump could go in and have a great debate performance and knock Kamala Harris out. But at this point, it's not even like, it's like, why even take the risk, right?
Yeah.
Why even do it at all at this point, considering how essentially you've went through hell and back in regards to the first two debates and trying to get favorable terms and whatnot. And you already proposed a debate on Fox News. Kamala Harris denied it. At this point, you might as well just suffocate the rest of her campaign, right? And just say no, right? We're just going to completely deny you an opportunity to revive your failing campaign that is damn near on life support. We're just going to deny you any chance whatsoever of trying to regain momentum, right? So I think that this is a good move by Trump. I don't think
What do y'all
that
think?
the
Comment
American
down
people
below.
need another debate.
Y'all comment down below, man. What do y'all think, man? I think so too. You know, but then like I told you my other opinion. It's like, you know, I kind of want him to go because after JD Vance had that viral moment of calling the moderators, you know, of showing how biased and how, you know, these moderators really are, man. When JD Vance had that viral moment, you know, it kind of, I don't know, it just something in me that said, man, I wish, you know, I kind of want Trump. I wanted Trump to have that moment, you know. I really did want Trump to have that moment, you know, because he got a fact check on a sarcastic comment, you know. So, but again, I think now, you know, I agree. There's no point now. But like I say, if he focused on what I told y'all earlier, you know, of hitting it right on the nail, the failure, you know, stay on the policy, the failure, the lies, you know, call them out for all their so-called, you know, misinformation, you know, and continue to debunk things, you know, and correct her language of how she speaks of this and that, and you know how they talk about the very fine people. I mean, all this stuff that has been debunked. You know, Project 2025, and then if he does get hit with the moderators, you know, the bias and the, you know, fact checking, that he calls them out as well. You know, if they was to do a last debate, but again, I totally agree that it's no point now. It's just no point. But huge shout out to my brother Greg, man. Had to check out this amazing video and keep it real with you guys, man. We are in crunch time now, and it has to be too big to rig, man. Too big to rig. I love y'all, and we encourage everybody to go out and vote, man. And boy, this thing is chopping. This thing is chopping like a cam chopper. I love y'all, man. God bless all you beautiful people. We send our love and prayers to the hurricane victims. Our love and prayers to everybody that is going through it, that is struggling right now. We are wishing the best in everybody's life in this fast time travel, man. You never know what somebody is going through. So I encourage you to spread love to one another. Check on your loved ones. Call them, text them, give them a hug for me. You know, suicide rates, depression, anxiety. You know, it's up, man. And a lot of things they're not even reporting. You know, people's lives have been devastated. You know, a lot that's not even being reported. So please check on your loved ones, and I will catch you beautiful people in the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all.